retourne là pour continuer le travail de confirmer nos jeunes. In the past few weeks, actually immediately after Easter, I planned on going to Rome to be present for the beatification of John Paul II. And so I was over there participating in the celebration, the wonderful church celebration of recognizing John Paul II and the enormous contribution that he made to the church and to the world. And he has blessed John Paul II. I want too to refer to the encyclical that John Paul II wrote in favor of life, the gospel of life. What the Holy Father reminded us of is that the whole issue of lack of respect for life is not just a modern day problem. It's been going on for centuries. But he said, in our day today, there's a culture of death. And that's what we're kind of dealing with, fighting the culture of death. And we need to fight it with the culture of life. And that's what all of you are doing here today. When the various speakers came up and spoke about how precious human life is, I was back there saying to myself, yes, yes. The Catholic Church has been promoting the value of life from conception to natural death for the past 2,000 years. And very recently, along with John Paul II's affirmation of life, in the Catechism of the Catholic Church, it also reaffirms that. And I went to the Catechism and just took out the text so that I might be faithful to what it says. It says, the Catholic Church's teaching has affirmed since the very beginning, going back to the 1st century, the moral evil of every procured abortion. And this teaching has not changed, and it remains unchangeable. Life is precious from the first moment of conception until natural death. And there are all kinds of threats to that reality that we're totally aware of. People can rationalize and come up with all kinds of hypotheses as to when life actually starts and what you're allowed to do up to a certain point. All of that's a lot of rationalizing, because the reality is that God creates human life, and He creates human life because He wants to share with billions of people His life and His love. And so every single person who is conceived has an inherent right to see the light of day, to be born. Now, I just want to reiterate, this isn't a new teaching that we've come up with. The Catholic Church has been reaffirming this for 2,000 years. But nowadays, there's a real struggle going on because the world in which we live is a secular world, and there are other agendas. And so we need to be reflecting, getting out there, the belief that is ours, that when God creates a human person, He creates that person in His image and likeness, and He creates that person so that that person can live and grow and be loved and learn how to love so that he or she can live forever with God. And that's what we need to be promoting, the culture of life, believing in the value of life.